Ooh. The best podcast in the world. Yes, sir. Law Nation, Skywalker Steele, John Machota, the Cowboys Collective, episode number 64. What we got,
Nintendo 64.
Montrell Hollins, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Jonathan Cooper.
Whew. Wow.
It's your second time bringing up Cooper.
It's
My guy.
Must be.
Former top 10 pick, man.
He was.
Big things.
Brian Waters, that's a good one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I literally have no 64s. Like
Brian Waters is a good one because I remember when we picked him up, I was excited because he was, to me, Hall of Famer with the Kansas City Chiefs and got the Dallas. I think he might have played a little bit in injuries because he was old, but good one.
What was it Nintendo 64 though?
Yeah.
Nintendo
64. Yeah. I'll make sure.
Were y'all Sega Dreamcast people? Were you N64, PS2? Who y'all?
I was a Sega Dreamcast guy. I like
Atari, Sega Genesis.
John's showing his age with Atari, but I remember Sega though, Genesis. That is.
Yeah.
I would never forget when the PS2 came out. The black.
Oh yeah.
Like that was crazy.
PS1 for me, man. SmackDown on PS1. Woo!
Fire. Yeah, SmackDown was crazy. Yeah. SmackDown was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, wrestling games always.
Yeah, I remember Madden playing it on PS2 was like never seen anything, and now it's just like
Mike Vick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just run around the field.
Were you guys always Madden Crews or Tecmo Bowl? Like Tecmo Bowl, Madden
for me.
Madden. Always Madden. Even though all right, I'm gonna really test y'all. Y'all remember Game Day '98?
Yeah, well, I remember Game Day.
It was something about '98.
Didn't it turn into a Blitz or something?
No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Here's
John. Hey, Johnny. The Cowboys get a win. It's a lot going on. There's a few hints at some big names possibly coming back. John, they did not practice today.
No.
Okay, so no practice today. Shotty spoke yesterday. How we feeling, John? What's going on? Boots on the ground. It's a lot to talk about from the game, so we'll get everybody's breakdown. But as always, we're gonna start with John Machota.
Buckle up, John. Put the seatbelt on. Come on with it. Rico,
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
Huge game.
Rico ain't lying though, but that's for Thursday. But
no, I'd say that it sounds like there's a decent chance they get Javonte Turpin back and probably Tyler Smith and maybe Tyler Guyton. I still think that they're probably a week away from, I think they get back Booker and CD for the Washington game. I think that would make the most sense.
Is that your field where they're targeting those two? Okay.
Yeah. And just seeing what CD was able to do last week, it just seems like that he wouldn't be still 3-4 weeks away with what he was able to do. In a couple of days of practice, we got to see him on the resistance cords and stuff like that. So I could see them, especially coming off of this win, I can see them being like, hey, we got by with 4 backup offensive linemen.
We're going to talk about it.
Ryan Flanoy. And we might be all right against Carolina. Let's not bring back CD too early or Booker back too early, and then they aggravate it. We might be fine with this game without them, and then you get them, bring them both back for, your division game. So I think that's where that's headed right there. And Tuesday mornings are when Jerry Jones talks on 105.3 The Fan. And he said that, from what he said, it sounded like that Turpin was getting close and that they would have back at least one offensive lineman. But I think that they'll have 2. I think that they'll have Tyler Smith and then Guyton, which I know that there's been a talking point where some people would rather see Nate Thomas out there. I personally believe that they'll go back to Guyton as long as he clears the concussion protocol.
Right.
So in terms of like roster stuff, I'd say that was probably the only stuff really. Schottenheimer's been good about not really talking too much about injuries. So you can kind of read between the lines with him, but he's not as definitive about the stuff as Jerry or Stephen Jones are. They tell you a little bit more just because they're used to, what they've shared in the past, where I think Schottenheimer, first-year head coach, he's trying to be a little careful with that stuff. So those are probably the biggest things in terms of roster-wise and news-wise. Because the biggest news story right now for the Cowboys today is, and I know you guys probably don't even care about it, but it by far is the Jerry Jones middle finger thing.
Yeah.
To get fined $250,000 for that's wild. But as I understand, I don't think that even if he pays that fine, it goes like to the league or anything. I'm pretty sure that those fines go to like charities. So it probably would be like a $250,000, to the Salvation Army or something like that. But it just, when I saw that, I was like, damn, 250,000. Like, I don't know. I think Jerry's starting to learn that everybody's got a camera on their phone. Maybe I need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you hear his excuse though, or his reasoning?
Yeah, it's not great.
Like he meant to put up
baseline.
like, hold on.
I'm trying to put the thumb up.
Is it though? Because he is old as hell, and he kind of comes off as. Sometimes
I will say though, I don't think that there is only one way to interpret a middle finger. A middle finger that a stranger gives you in the car after you cut them off is it different than the middle finger you give a friend, like joking around, like if you see them somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was harmless.
And I didn't. Jerry's done stuff like that before, where he's just joking around, having a good time. I mean, you guys have probably seen some of the videos. Like, believe me, fourth quarter at MetLife against the Jets, you really think the fans were hostile? Stop. No. You don't even need to be there to know that was not the case. But I've seen him in Philly when the fans are really giving it to him, and he is great with like giving it back and not hostile, just like in a very joking manner and stuff like that. And they appreciate that, and they joke with him and stuff. And especially lately, it's turned into them saying a lot of like thank yous, keep doing what you're doing and stuff like that. I always find that funny. There was nothing about that game. I mean, maybe I just feel this way being there. Like, nobody is sitting there saying like, God, geez, I just don't know how you go into MetLife and beat the Jets. Like, it's just so crazy in there. Like, it is not. I mean, I'm not even talking fourth quarter I'm talking second quarter before they even had the 2 touchdowns right before halftime. Place was going, as loud as any time at AT&T Stadium with the "Let's Go Cowboys" chants. It's just not like that. And
when it comes to the stadium, most people was worried about the actual field, not the fans.
For sure. Also, another thing, I was telling another writer about this, that I always love when people say like fans, whatever team, are front runners.
Right.
And I always say everybody's a front runner, because like, just think about yourself. Like, how often are you wearing your team's gear if they're not playing well? Like, you might still wear it from time to time, but when they're rolling, you're wearing it all the time. Yeah. And I was just telling this other writer, I'm like, man, we come up here every year, and it's like, I feel like every year I come up here, I see less and less, like whether you're out on the streets or at the airport, whatever, of like Giants and Jets stuff that people are wearing. Yeah. The teams are just not good. So you can be a diehard Giants and Jets fan, and you're probably not showing that off very much because they're not giving you much to cheer about right now. Right. I mean, I saw just as many Joe Namath jerseys as any other Jets player, at that game on Sunday. So I'm just saying this to tell you that it was not a hostile environment where Jerry was just flipping people off because they were just talking S to him all game. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, he was having a good time, and he thought he was being funny. And I think the league knows he was trying to be funny, but it's because of, obviously, this week they're going to play the Carolina. David Tepper, the Carolina Panthers owner, threw a drink at a fan. Like, this precedent has been set. Well, you got to find these guys if they're going to do this stuff. We're going to find players and things. So if you're going to flip off fans, we got to give them some type of a fine. But I did not think it was anything malicious, though.
Yeah. And what are the odds of him appealing? Because I heard some reporters saying.
Yeah, he has till Friday. It seems like it's a good chance that's what's going to happen.
Oh. That's wow. Appealing $250K. I mean, Jerry tight with his money. I think we know that. You said something that we're gonna talk about, but about Tyler Guyton and Nate Thomas, because I want to hear everybody's thoughts. But the great stuff as always, John. I think I want to do now is I want to go around the table and just kind of give me your guys' recap of the game, the vibe, how you feel coming out of this game, because of course you lose the game, this season is over, like capital O. But you go out and you beat a team the way you're supposed to. Do we feel a little bit better? So, Sky, I'll start with you. Just give me your recap. How do you feel? Better, worse, than the same? How you feel?
I mean, you always feel good when you win a game. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they're 0-4, 0-17, or 17-0. You feel good when you win a game.
Yeah.
But obviously, you don't have to overreact one way or the other. Win or lose, I guess, depends. I guess if you lose, you're right. It would feel like season's over. Right. But at this point, a win, I'm not overreacting. Just like I didn't overreact to the win against the Giants. They handled business. They did what they had to do. I was just looking for some baby steps on the other side of the ball. Correct. I thought offensively, this just seems like this offense is going to roll and just be consistent each and every time. However, right before the game, we got the news that it'll be 4 offensive linemen out, and I was like, "Ooh,
yeah,
okay, that's a challenge. Let's see how they handle that, because I've never seen that in my life. Like, I don't think I've ever seen 4 starting offensive linemen out at once, and it's just one of those things where it's like Cowboys, of course, you know, only the Cowboys.
No, that's fact.
But they handled it well. Clayton Adams just, masterful, I think, in how they prepared and planned for this. Shoddy as well, and then Dak executing and helping out that offensive line, by the way. Right. And then the run game also helping. So offensively, it was fun to see. Like, we'll get to it, Flournoy, the run game, Dak, Pickens, fun. Offense has been fun this year. For me, it was all about, can the defense finally stop a quarterback that can run around? And we talked about this a lot through our platforms. If it was a week, this was the one for me, because they just didn't have enough firepower. Like, not even a Wan'Dale Robinson opposite of their number one. They didn't have that.
Right.
I'm like, boy, if you can't stop this Jets offense, you're in trouble. And for most of the game, they did, except for on the ground. I know we'll get around to that, but so no overreaction from it. But on Monday after a victory, as a fan, bro, feel good. You won. No one is saying Super Bowl or playoffs, just saying we won the game. It was fun and feel good. We don't got to be miserable 100% of the time. All right.
That's real, Sam. That's real.
Yeah.
Law?
Enjoy it. Take 48 hours to enjoy this, Cowboys, because if we were to lose, then, it would have been one of those situations where we had to hear all of the 3-letter to 4-letter networks pounding down on us, regardless of whether or not we had 4 offensive linemen who playing together for the first time on the field. And I like the fact that this was the game that we kind of sort of said this was a get right game for us. And it was necessary. Javonte Williams proving that he can tote the load and help his team out. And as well as we had the reemergence or the coming out party for Ron Flournoy. So this was a game that was needed for everybody, especially this team and confidence on defense. Boy, to get 5 sacks in this game, man, against this particular
their line actually isn't bad either.
That offensive line and their defensive line is not nothing to sneeze at. You still had to deal with Quentin Williams. So
sacks quarterback stat too sometimes too, though. Thank you, Justin Fields.
Sure, for sure for that. So I feel good about this. I think we can stack some of the positive things up and have it to carry over to the next game. So I feel very good about it. And the biggest star goes to both of the coaches, Matt Eberflus, as well as to a degree, Matt Eberflus, but well as Schottenheimer.
Yeah, I agree. I think Matt did some nice things, and I'm not mad at it. I want to put a pin in something that you said, Law, with Javonte Williams. John, how you feel about the game?
So I left the game thinking about how, to me, for just me personally, the Cowboys are 3-2 to me. 3 games, they've exceeded my expectations, and 2, they've been underwhelming. And so they've exceeded my expectations in the opener, they exceeded my expectations in this game, and they exceeded my expectations in the Packers game. The Bears and Giants games, I thought, were downers. I thought that they should have played better in that. So I think that's kind of what this team is right now. And then I was also thinking a lot after the game about how, to me, that there is like one key play in all 5 of their games. I'm probably going to write about this at some point in the season, depending on, how everything goes. But so for me, that the play in this game was the Maris Leafau forced fumble. Mm-hmm. And I also think that's a big play in the fact of the Jets were bad going into this game, but like they showed me vibes of like an 0-16 Detroit Lions team that I knew a lot about, where this could be a game that people look back on and be like, that was their backbreaker. Because things were kind of rolling for them. Breece Hall had a pretty nice run, and then that happens. They're about to make it 10-10, and it just snowballs after that. And you could just tell that team was just kind of like, here we go again type thing. And the Cowboys like really never gave them a chance to get back up again after that. And there's certain plays from that Lions season, that 0-16 season, Dan Orlovsky run out of the back of the end zone against Minnesota. There's certain plays. Very high on that list right now. Early front runner for the Jets has to be that 66-yard run from Javonte Williams, and not because it wasn't a great play by Javonte, but it's that
Nate Thomas.
It's it's right before half. Like you can't give that up, So there's a little bit of that, but that fumble by Maris Leofau there. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying that he's just like he's not overshown, but it just goes back to why going back to week one. Going back to before week one, when he was the with Damone Clark on the depth chart, I was like, are we serious here? Like, I understand that you might not love everything that he does. He's going to make some plays that like, you're like, damn, why did he do that? But he's like one of the few game-changing type playmakers you have on a defense that doesn't have a lot of game-changing type of playmakers.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, you need to have him out there. Also, by the way, that has flipped now recently on the depth chart now. The new one came out today, and Leofau is in front of Damone Clark. Finally. Real quick, the four other plays in the first four games, Jalen Carter spitting on Dak was very high, but I would say the CeeDee Lamb drop, the second drop there, I think that was the defining play against the Eagles. Aubrey's field goal, 64-yarder to force overtime, was the game changer for me in the Giants game.
Right. For sure.
Literally.
Javonte Williams' fumble up the Bears sideline early in that game against Chicago. You look at the way that the Cowboys played after that moment. I thought that was the game changer, kind of like the way that this Breece Hall fumble was for this game. And then, like I've said before, in the Packers game, I really thought it was that Wyatt injury for Devontae Wyatt when he went out for the Packers. Like, a lot of stuff changed there. But to me, it's not close with this game. That Leofau fumble changed everything.
Well, listen to Wyatt Thomas. He said when that happened, he could tell the Jets' offense they're done. He said they lost all their confidence, and it just snowballed downhill from, as you said. But the player could feel it. So if you felt it, he felt it on the field.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Great stuff, John. When I think about this game, I think about one play. And that's why I said I want to circle back to what you said about Javonte Williams' law. I think about that 3rd and 1 where Javonte Williams is tackled in the backfield. And he makes 2 players miss, and he knifes forward for that first down. The very next play, they dial up the screen to Jake Ferguson. And it was just like, that was the difference to me. It's just like, this team is confident. This team is doing the little things that we're just not talking about, whether it's, not having illegal men downfield on screens and not holding and not doing stupid things, not fumbling, and they didn't, Javonte did have a sneaky fumble versus the Bears.
Right.
And the Jets just didn't, and you put them out their misery. And so I just thought that, if I had to put a bow on this game, because I still do have some reserves about the defense, a lot of reserves actually, but you feel good about it. But I just think that the way that this offense is playing in a way that however you want to get beat, we can beat you. And I feel like the offense is sustainable in a way that it's going to be real. Versus good defenses, bad defenses, good teams, bad teams, good coaching staffs, bad coaching staffs, whatever. It's going to be real. So that's kind of what I took from it.
I'll say on my chest, I think this is a top 2 offense in the league.
Yeah,
I do. Right up there. I think Detroit, they got something to say about that too. But you look around the league from a consistent basis. I mean, you maybe Buffalo, but I think the Cowboys, from a weaponry standpoint, quarterback standpoint, run game standpoint, and when your O-line's healthy, I think it's good enough. I think
the only thing they're missing from Detroit would be another complimentary back for Jaden Blue or somebody to step up like that. If they could get that second guy, and Javonte might be fine as the bell cow. He just has to stay healthy. If you can tell me he stays healthy and just every week all the way through the season, you get 15, 16 carries out of him, you probably don't even need that compliment that much. He'll be fine. No. He's proven that he can handle that. He just has to stay healthy. As long as he does, then you're fine.
Before I forget, coaching. That's the other thing that puts this thing at the top is the coaching is matching the
personnel. Last time you could say that, Sky.
Yeah. It's been. Let me tell you how great coaching been. You know that touchdown, that delayed tight end sneaking in the backfield. Yeah. When the last time we seen a well executed play like that? If we just remove all of our Cowboys biasness away.
Wait, which play are you talking about?
It was a delay.
Ferguson.
It's the screen to Ferguson.
Oh, the screen to Ferguson. You can just stop at screen to Ferguson. When's the last time you've seen a screen executed like that? I'm telling you right now, the offensive coordinator was Scott Linehan. That's the last time you've seen a screen on that type of a level.
Yeah.
Can I?
That's my favorite play of the day that day. So go ahead.
Yeah.
No, bro. I'm gonna do you one better. Law. When's the last time you've seen sequencing like that, where they went in under center? How many shotguns runs did we have versus under center runs? It was a lot more under center, and that was intentional. And Sky, you said it. I won't steal your glory. They're dribbling with a purpose. Like they're doing things on purpose. They're literally purposefully saying, we're going to make sure that Dak is turning his back to the defense. So these linebackers have to honor this. They're linebackers, and Sherwood's not a bad player now. They were in hell. They were in HE double hockey stick.
Right. This ain't the same backers as it was years ago with Mosley and Quincy. They took advantage of not having Quincy out there for sure.
Yeah. And you know, that play, Law, I think about the big shot to Pickens to really step on their neck. If you look at that play, all game they were hanging a safety over top of Pickens, right? Yeah. So Pickens had to run those hero routes and run guys off. I think of the big crosser that Flanoy hit, you know, some of those type things. Well, on that play, those safeties had to get cute because you were running the ball, so they had to at least keep eyes on the run game. Right. Pickens runs right past Sauce, touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, and the intentionality of it. And Dak, what I don't think gets talked about enough with Dak Prescott is just how well he executes the little things, pushing away from the line of scrimmage on play action, working hard to sell those fakes. Those little things matter. If you can hold that backer for a hot second on that screen, screen, if he rushes out of there, oh wait, linebacker's like, whoa, what's going on? But he just sold it just a little bit. The lineman who released, so it's just his coaching, his beauty, his details. All of that is
hey, one more thing. I want to go on about
really real
at the game too. It just like it's clearly the Giants' home. The Jets have to play, so they have to be on the opposite side. Yeah. It was very hot during game on the field on that turf.
Wow.
They're on the road sideline, so they're on the sideline in the sun.
Wow.
They're wearing the all black. Cowboys are wearing whites, and it's a pro Cowboys crowd. Like everything about this, I'm telling you, like, I don't know how much that comes out over on the TV or whatever, but like everything about that game, you're just like, this is a Dallas Cowboys home game. Like they have all of the things that you would pick if you were at home, other than obviously the Cowboys would like to play indoors because of the advantage that Aubrey has, you know, which he was fine in that game, don't get me wrong. But like when he was warming up, kicking from like 65 plus, he was missing some stuff that he nails all the time inside. So that was the only difference there. But like everything about it, like if you're a Jets fan, you have to feel like you're just second level to everything else, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to say this, John. Do you think that Schottenheimer is now getting in rhythm and calling his plays? I heard Clayton Adams on his presser or his media day when he was speaking. He was saying that I picked up so much from Schottenheimer, and he's a damn good play caller. The way he execute things, I'm learning so much from him. Do you think that he's getting into his groove now?
Oh, I do. And I think it's interesting how Dak continues to point out how when he's not one of these coaches who I'm always right, just listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you what it is. Like he's open to being like, yeah, I effed up that play call. My bad on that. I got to get you back on track. Like taking ownership to where there's times where you're probably not going to feel like you're going to get that from a first-year head coach when you're $60 million a year franchise quarterback in year 10. Like that's just the reality of this in the NFL. When you're one of those guys and the offense isn't running well, you feel like this is on you. You're the quarterback. You're the most important player. You've been doing this for 10 years. And Dak has said as much about how Brian has done a lot to take a lot of that off his plate, to be like, hey, that's on you. I messed up on this play call. I got to get you over here, whatever. I got to get us back on track. We're off, whatever. Like taking a lot of the accountability of when he's not calling the game great. So because of that, I just don't get the feeling that, and I'm not around some of these other offensive gurus in the league, but you just get the feeling that they don't feel like anybody can tell them anything, you know? And hey, some of them, I can see why they feel that way. They've had a lot of success, but I don't get that feeling from Schottenheimer at all. And when I say that, I also mean behind the scenes. He just seems very open to be like, you know, if Dak's like, hey, I understand that, you know, that you want to do it because this, but what if we try doing that because I like this instead in this position? I don't know that all the other coaches are listening to in that situation, whereas Schottenheimer seems like he genuinely is open to that. And I think that maybe it's only 1%, 2% of it, but I think it has factored into ultimately, what are you trying to do when you have a 10-year veteran, $60 million quarterback? You want him to be as comfortable as possible. And I don't think anybody can argue that this isn't the most comfortable you've ever seen Dak Prescott. I mean, the numbers, he's put up numbers like this before. There's been 2 or 3 seasons where he's had monster, but the way he's playing, I find it hard to say that I've ever seen him week to week as confident and as comfortable as he is playing right now. And I think that says a lot off this last game, because that is a lot to not have 4 starting offensive linemen. I mean, Vegas
and
tells
2
you
starting
that.
receivers.
Yeah, all that for sure. But I mean, for that Vegas line to go, I think it was Cowboys, like maybe -2 or 3 to then they were like a 1-point dog right before kickoff. That's the type of line movement you usually see if you were the Cincinnati Bengals and right before kickoff, they're like, yeah, Burrow can't go. We're going with Browning. That's when it moves like 4 points like that, 3-4 points like that. Even like one, like in Micah Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson type player is not going to change it that much. So they were at a disadvantage with that offensive line situation. And so for him to still be confident in that, I thought that said a lot.
I think that Shotty has done a great job of mixing accountability with being a modern coach, right? Like there's a world where if you don't stand on it, John, like if you don't stand on, hey, you benched Diggs for a reason and you don't move off of it, but then you're also opening up to say, hey, Dak, what you like here? Hey, pick what you like, having that he's doing a great job of that.
Hey, you know where he might end up actually being the best at? And I don't know if they'll ever get there, but if they get to the playoffs, he could be the best fit for the Dallas Cowboys. And the reason why I say that is because I think a lot of us have thought over the years when they've gotten in the playoffs that the team's been a little too tight, because there is a little bit of that. You're the Dallas Cowboys. Are you going to choke again? It's been 30 years, whatever. And they have come out where you're just like, I don't know, where Schottenheimer really is loose, and it doesn't seem like he feeds in that. Dak talked a little bit after the game about how he is super calm on game days, and the way he carries himself is very in the moment and it's very like relaxed and laid back. That's one thing that I will say I've noticed from him that I'm like, yeah, you know what? Later in the year, big moments, that might be exactly what's needed, because for my time covering the team, I'm not saying every playoff loss, but several of them I have felt like that they were feeling the weight of, all right, well, we're here. We're finally back in the divisional round. Something's going to go wrong, you know, like, and that can't happen. You know, you shouldn't be going in thinking that like, oh, if one thing happens, all of a sudden it's going to fall apart, you know? And I think he might be a good fit for that with the way he's wired.
I think it's because of the preparation. I truly do believe the preparation does breed confidence. And I think you see that with this team in the playoffs, at least under Mike. We'll just go there because that was the last 5 years and 3 years in the playoffs. Even the game they won against the Bucks, they did not come out on fire or anything. It took, I think, to the 3rd or 4th drive to even score a touchdown. So, you know, this team is better prepared, and you see it like right away when they come out in these ball games. It may not manifest to, 20 points off the bat, but you just see the tempo, the spirit, the energy. And I think as the season goes on, they'll continue to be a tough team out the gate for anybody. Offensively, we're still talking offensively here. Yeah. So that's a good point. I do think, and also I just think he'd be the best offensive coach in the playoffs to date. Maybe Mike 15 years ago, but to date, I think he'd be the best offensive head coach you'd have going into the playoffs over Jason Garrett and over Mike McCarthy.
I think too. Did you have something, Law, before I go?
No.
I think too. With to add on what Scott just said, I think he's an attacker. Like the best offensive coordinators, McVay, Shanahan, and Shanahan's an uptight guy. The difference is like you said, Shoddy, he believed, but I see this offense attacking weaknesses and defenses. And that's what we just haven't seen. It's kind of just run your stuff. No, you want run game, we give you. I honestly, to add on to what y'all said, because you guys have made all great points. I think this run game and Shoddy's sequence in this run game is how, if this team gets in the playoffs, they could beat some teams because the run game feels real. And actually, after we do the read, we'll get to the next segment. But it just feels real, and it feels how the attack part of it could be, because it's not going to be, hey, just go out, run shotgun, run hitches, and just pray. It's not that. And I think that's where you're doing this without CeeDee Lamb.
And to your point there, because I'll go back to the Packers game, because I don't think we'd get to the postseason and be like, all right, man, we're going to be the other side of what this offense was during the season, because Mike McCarthy switched up that offense wasn't the same the first half of the year as it was post bye week in 23. I think they implemented more Schottenheimer things, and then when you get to the playoffs, I truly believe this. Mike said, okay, we're in the postseason, my turn. We're going to run what I run. Seriously, we're going to run what and that's what we saw. We saw a bunch of the same shit that we saw prior to the offense having a change of heart in that postseason, and it ran away from the Cowboys. I can't see Dallas going into the postseason, and there's two versions of the offense.
What is the
offense?
Scott, you may be on to something.
You know what I'm saying?
No, Scott.
My turn. Told me it was my turn.
But you know what, Scott? You might be onto something, though, because CD was looking disheveled before the game even started, right? In that Green Bay Packers. Now, of course, everybody played bad in that Green Bay game, but we did look different.
And I always joke about this, but as soon as it announced, Cowboys didn't score. I think they won like 5 plays and punted, or 6 plays and punted. And then the Packers went and scored, or it was after the Packers went and scored. He's throwing his helmet down, or he's throwing his headset down. I think he was upset because he's like, man, I put all this work for this is me. And didn't work out. But it was two different offenses. And it's been that way when you think about even back to Kellen Moore, trying to marry two different offenses. And you get to the postseason, and it's like, oh, well, where was the stuff we saw? I don't think you get to important games or you get to postseason and say, well, where was this? You won't see it, because the offense is the offense. There is no two versions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stick up too much for Mike McCarthy here, but I do have to say, I mean, he did win a Super Bowl, so I did give him the benefit of the doubt in the playoffs with his game planning. And the one thing I will say about the Green Bay game is I don't know what you could have done when the defense was getting gashed the way that it was. That's going to change a lot of people's offense. So I don't think anybody in that organization expected that defense.
You know what you could do? Run the ball. You know what you can do? Give it to Tony Pollard, who, you know what I'm saying? You can do the things the Cowboys are doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a team that can get under center and play action. And you know what? If we got to win 40-37, damn it, we got to win 40-37. I don't think McCarthy. I agree. McCarthy 15 years ago. Yeah. McCarthy in 23. No.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't think that was. It wasn't a great day for Mike McCarthy. It was not a great day for Dan Quinn either, though.
Not at all.
Yeah. I don't know that the Packers offense, even with Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers at their best, ever looked as good as it did that day.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Really Aaron Jones looked like Emmitt Smith in his absolute prime, and he was not in his prime anymore.
Hey, let's talk about sleeper, guys. I know Thursday night there's going to be a game that I know I'm trying to get the right one. Let me see. This one. See, that's the. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. This is the one. All right.
Just play the commercial, my boy.
And Mike McCarthy's 0-3 versus the 49ers.
I can't walk and chew gum. I'm sorry, y'all. Here we go.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code HMA. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Call your shot on Sleeper.
That's out of Sleeper.
Use code HMA. Man, listen. You making those plays on Thursday night. Hey, I don't know, man. I think they had Jackson Dart for under 170, or his passing yards at 178 over under. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm doing good on my picks for the Cowboys. I'm doing terrible when I pick the other quarterback, though. I'm at about 3 weeks in a row where I picked the other quarterback to do something and they don't hit. I had who to have Fields over on or higher on the rushing yards. I had Caleb higher on the rushing yards, and they ain't hit, man. So hey, take my advice for the Cowboys players. Just don't take my advice for the opposing team.
Anybody else? Nah, that's a good one still. Hey, go ahead. So you had something? I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, keep in mind you get $20 once you download the app.
They got a new promo going on. Yep.
It's $20. So, and that's brought to you from Cowboys Collective.
Dang, how about that? Look at my dog. Hey, come on with it. So I wanted to talk about real or fake. Well, not real or fake, but real or pump the brakes. And before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, Javonte Williams. I want to ask panel this. We don't have to get long. Do you guys want this man on the team longer than this year? Don't have to get long with it, but if you want to, you can.
Sure.
Okay.
How can you not want him long term? I thought obviously context comes to play. Do I want him at Saquon Barkley and it cost me a corner or it cost me a linebacker? No. But if I can get him back for something where it's not going to cost me a better player at another position that's harder to replace, and yes, the dude is proving that. And by the way, get him a tandem. I'll just get him another guy.
Yeah.
Maybe ask me this question. If he finishes with 375 touches, then I'd be like, I don't know about that. Yeah. But if you can get him another guy, I think he's the ultimate professional. He does his job. He's a 3-down player, and he exemplifies this philosophy. Yeah.
I think we need to get on a run like Schottenheimer's, not Schottenheimer's, but Kyle Shanahan's dad. It don't matter who they plugged in, they was running the ball. You remember that when they was doing this?
Well. That's a good point.
Landis, Gary.
Damn, you're going back to
Mike. The one for me was Mike. What was his
name?
Anderson?
I know, I forget
Mike Anderson. John, dang, good memory, John. They thought, man, and
Gary Anderson,
that scheme, boy,
plug and play anybody in that month. Yeah,
and this is not to take away from Javonte, but I've seen CMC get paid and then he didn't perform up to the levels that he's supposed to look like. And now we're looking at Saquon Barkley, who yet to hit 100 yards. I'm not saying not pay him, but I'm agreeing with you, Scott. 1,000%. Let's get this tandem going. I think we got a baby version of what Detroit is doing right now.
No, we got half of it.
Half of it, right?
We ain't even got an inkling of the other half yet.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you got the David Montgomery half.
Yeah, you got Montgomery.
You got the Montgomery half. You don't got much more. What about you, John? How do you feel? Do you want Javonte on his team for a while?
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know. It depends on what they're willing to pay. But I would say that I would think that they're going to do everything they can if this keeps up. And I would think as long as it's a competitive offer, he would want to stay. I mean, he's obviously having a great time. He's been in another team and things didn't work out. So I think he has a little bit of that taste of that. Maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side, but you never know what other teams are offering. If someone's offering him to be their number one and this huge contract, then, whatever. But I think they're going to try very hard to bring him back, especially if he continues on this. I mean, I keep going back to training camp. Like, I was very surprised that, he didn't get any reps in the preseason at all. And then to put him out, I mean, it showed you that the confidence they had in him and then how he's rewarded them. Obviously, they thought very highly of what he could do. So, yeah, I can't see them thinking that they're just going to find another guy to just plug and play every offseason on the cheap 1 year, $3 million deals. I don't see that happening, And then then there's the flip side. You actually can do that. If in some point in a 4-year window, you use a day 1 or day 2 pick on a running back. But when you're not doing that either, you're going to have to make an investment one way or the other. And if Javonte is showing you, hey, I can be 1,000-yard, 10, 15 touchdown back, then
good, man.
I don't know why you would let him leave.
In theory, just my theory, that salary cap is going to increase. I think we got enough money to make 2 more big contracts with that money we got left.
Man,
it's in the spread out. We got enough money to make 2 big contracts.
You always got enough money. Always. If you have a plan, a solid, 3 to 5 year plan to shoot for the stars, you always have enough money. So that's why I don't ever want to hear about
money.
Especially right now. I haven't seen them do anything that impacted the Micah deal.
Right.
If you gave Micah $40 million a year, we'll say in a 4-year deal,
right, you
still can get that deal done with Tyler Smith.
Yeah.
You can get that deal done with Hunter Lipke and Jake Ferguson. So I'm looking at that you still have $40 million that you were going to give him.
Right.
I mean, maybe it was 42, maybe it was 43, but it was at least $40 million that you were going to give Micah Parsons. So yes, you should be able to get 2 players with that. Yeah. Not on Micah Parsons level, but 2 quality players.
On the Javonte, the only reservation I would have, again, obviously money's would have you, but it's what's this running back class look like, and will they have a plan to take one early? Because look, what we're seeing now, we've seen maybe not to this degree, but we've seen Clayton Adams have success with Marlon Mack. They finished top 10 in rushing. We've seen Clayton Adams have success with James Conner. They finished top 2. They were the 3rd best rushing team under Clayton Adams for 2 years. The Cowboys are likely going to finish like that. These are with quality guys that are similar to a Javonte Williams, although I think he's playing better. But when the Colts got Jonathan Taylor, Jonathan Taylor broke records when Clayton Adams was still on that staff. Yeah. So if you can get, I'm not saying JT, but someone of that caliber, then I think that does make me say, well, thank you for your services. Or if he's on this team, hey, Javonte, you're going to just be part of this tandem, but you're not going to be our lead dog.
So you're saying if it keeps going in this direction and you got to pick one or the other, you're keeping Clayton Adams?
Yes. I mean, how many? I mean, that's for a lot of players, honestly. Outside of a Hall of Fame quarterback.
No, I don't disagree. I'm just
my biggest fear going into this, because I think, and I'm going way ahead. I know it's one game at a time. I'm knowing we go into the postseason. My biggest fear is us losing Clayton Adams or Connor Riley. I want these guys to be here at least 3 years, but I know this is going to be.
Man, I'm selfish, Law. I'm greedy. I want us to have a Stoutland. I wish Clayton Adams would just be like, I don't give a damn about no head coach. I'm gonna be Jeff Stoutland and just be here for 15. See what I'm saying?
Come on with it. Yeah,
that is a dream, man. And when you're a sports fan, it is the dream to have, like, especially college football. When you can keep that DC or the OC that are just like, no, I like doing this job, and you keep them for like 5, 6, 7 years, man.
I think about Jim Johnson, Jeff Stoutland, Dick LeBeau, Dom Capers. Like, these guys stay with these organizations for 10 plus years and had immense success. And I've always
who's the guy up in New England on the I think he was the offensive line coach. I think his name like Dante Scarnecchia. Like, he was like he was like always with those Belichick staffs, and he's always kind of like a guy that people are like,
great.
He's just always on the team, and
the Lions O-line coach, Sky.
Yeah, he is good.
Really, but he's gonna be gone. He already interviewed for OC. Yeah. He's out of there soon.
No, but he's been there for a long time.
He was just there the same. He was only there the same time as I think Dan Campbell. Ran there. So,
but hey, how long has Campbell been with Detroit now? Is it 6 years? It's crazy.
About 5 years.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Biting kneecaps off is paying off.
No, listen, with Javonte, bro. I would probably the right back. I probably draft as high as the second round. That's Foots, but I've been on draft shows trying to get a back in here early for a long time, and I just think that the quality of what you can do with now this offensive line and this scheme. That's another attack, a plan of attack that you get Javonte, now you get your young back, now you get these receivers. You get it however you want it. We're gonna give it to you. We give you any type of punch. I think that, but man, that's good stuff. I want to go to
before you go to that topic. Draft scout, phenomenal Foots.
Yes.
Is this a big running back class? Do you know or not? Or
no. Early on, it's looking mid-tier. Nick Singleton, Jeremiah Love. I don't see those guys to have the Ashton Genty hype.
Marion Hamptons. If it's not like that, then I think that plays a factor.
It's not going to be that, Law, for sure. Okay. It's not going to be that. They're just not those. And honestly, Jeremiah Love's teammates are really good as well. So it's not.
It's running back too, though. It's also running back. So if you got the skills to pay the bills and you're getting a nice scheme like this with these weapons and quarterback, you probably gonna ball out if you're nice like that.
I don't think that they would take a running back if they were in the top 10. But like if let's say they exceeded expectations and they were drafting like 15, 16 or something like that, and Love was there, I wouldn't rule out them taking Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this about Jeremiah Love.
He slide through that top 10 in there. Hey, dog, we ain't finishing no top 10. Just let you know that right now.
Let me tell you something about Jeremiah Love.
Hey, Green Bay may lose them all.
If you wanna
buy this Carolina Panthers game first.
if you really want a Gibbs type, then you go get you Jeremiah Love. You go get a guy that can run past everybody.
Is he that special?
He is not Genty special.
He's more physical than
Gibbs.
Than Gibbs, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But I don't know.
But he got some lightning. Is he a lightning?
Heck yeah. John seen him. Yeah, he's
absolutely he's special.
Still, he can run past you. But like you said, now you know with the Cowboys guy, you know we've been on that channel doing draft breakdown. They're gonna say, and everybody on Twitter is gonna say, but you can get this in the third. And it's like, you know me. Now look,
I do think the running back talk is going like,
you know, I told you guys when it comes to my draft topics. Remember, I sat on that channel and told me and you said it. I said, bro, I would take Gibbs over. Who, by the way, Bijan is playing.
I'm about to say, Bijan might be the best running back in the league now. Let's slow down.
He's good. I still love Gibbs. We love Gibbs.
It's just we both were talking about how both of them dudes is worthy of the first round.
This is what I love about Jahmyr Gibbs, bro. That at any point on the field, he can go yard. Like,
so can Bijan.
He can.
Yeah. But the thing with Bijan, though, too, I don't think he's got the talent around him that Gibbs does. Like, Gibbs is in such a great situation that he gets so many opportunities to be in open space. And so I could just see Gibbs on a really bad team where it's just like, well, he gets 1 or 2 opportunities per game where he's getting like 10 of those in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you have so many weapons around him. He's great. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, he's not the guy by himself. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But you know what? If I'm the Cowboys, after this game, after we play the Carolinas, I'm picking up the phone and I'm saying, you know what? We good at rehabilitating players. What would y'all do to get Jonathan Brooks?
Oh, no. I'm staying away.
He's not really.
No, just tore his ACL, bro.
He can't. We got a guy that's running over everybody now with a bad ACL.
I thought you was about to say like Kamar or something, bro.
Oh, no, I'm talking about he's only what 21, 22.
I don't want nothing to do with back-to-back ACL running backs. I ain't giving up a damn thing. Hell no.
I thought Law was about to say.
I thought you were about to say Kamara because you know what I'm saying. Kamara on the downside, he could be the lightning.
I was thinking like Jerry would think, and Steven. They love to pick up projects.
Jerry,
they love to pick up projects. You know,
that's the problem.
I did like
it. Thinking like Jerry, we gonna be in this drought for 30 years.
Hey, good. He said Jonathan Brooks was actually really fun.
He was nice.
You feel bad for the guy to have 2 of them. Law, it sucks, man. It really does. This is what I would say. Around draft season, I can't wait for the positional value stuff. I can't wait for you value corner and defensive end hired and certain needs. I tell you this, there's some good linebackers in this class, and you need an off-ball linebacker. But we'll talk about that when draft season comes. Let's go to real or pump the brakes, and we'll close out with that. So, Scott, do you have my list? Because I can't find my list on my thread.
Real, pump the brakes on Flow. You want to start off just with your list?
Let's start off with my list. So
start off with Flow.
Okay, John, Law, Sky, everybody. I guess I'll go from how I'm looking at it. I'm going to go around this way. So I'll start with Steele. Law. Ryan Flournoy. I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Start with Steele. Law.
Y'all know. All right, you know what? I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm pushing through still.
Push it to the limit. Yeah.
Flournoy. Is this real? Is this real?
Yeah, this is real. He's always had the skills to pay the bills. He just needed to iron out some things, and it's real because we've seen the improvement in camp. We've seen the improvement in the preseason, the route running improvement. He was always a height, weight, speed guy, strong hand guy. Just needed the opportunity, and I thought, and I think we all kind of thought, the preseason he usurped some guys in that room. Like he should have probably jumped some guys, but it didn't happen, and he ended up getting shot on the day that Michael Parsons was traded. They tried to sneak that one by us, and that was a big shocker.
Right.
But finally got his chance, and the reason why it's real is he's versatile, fast kid, strong kid, and even more so hungry and determined. I think it was Dak who said, all those Atlanta trips. He said something in there that made me say, "Ooh." He said he wants to be great, and I know you might say, "Oh, everybody wants to be great." No. Everybody does not want to be great. You can see it in how they play. You can see it in how they prepare. You can see it on the field. Everybody don't want to be great. Jalen Tolbert don't want to be great. He might say he want to be great, but he don't show that he want to be. Jalen Tolbert wants to just do enough so he can play. Ozzie Smith wants to do enough so he can show that, hey, I can play. Yeah. This kid wants to be great. And the moment he got the opportunity like that, he took it and ran with it. It's just 100% real.
Law?
Real. I think that Ryan Flournoy stepped up, and he's always been that go-getter guy, and he got a point to prove. Been working with Chris Carter. His mentor is also Jerry Rice. So he got Rice and Chris Carter. I'm saying, where's Michael Irvin at? And he got that motor, and I think that he's going to be a guy, a problem to deal with. Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks and Jalen Cropper and all of the Jalens, they can't continue to stay with this guy. And at some point, Mingo was heading that way too before he hurt himself. So, hey,
you know what?
I'm just saying one of them Jalen's gonna have to go.
Do you tell me? Hold on, Law. I'm gonna talk to you now.
Yeah, okay.
You tell Mingo. Hey, take your time. Get all the way up.
The rush.
You want to take your time, young man.
Yeah, I'm a dog. I'm a
Slow down, Mingo. What you mean you ready to play? You ain't ready yet. I'm just John.
No,
Flournoy, is this real?
Happening, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't really have too much to add to what you guys said. I'll just say, though, the only thing I'll push back on a little bit with Sky is that I know that it hasn't really worked out to that level on the field, but I do think that Jalen Tolbert does put a lot into it. He is another one of those guys that he is always with Dak and all that stuff. So it hasn't worked out on the field to that level.
I'm not trying to knock his work ethic.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
the greatness factor.
Yeah. He's definitely in that category though of guys that are always working with Dak in the offseason and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I think this Flournoy stuff's for real. But I also think that it'll be like every so many games thing. I don't think it'll be every game that he'll be like this. I mean, certainly you get Turpin back and then you get CD back. There just isn't enough opportunities, and but if you can have him be a guy that every 3 or 4 games he has something, I'm not gonna say 100 yards, but let's say he catches 50 yards and a touchdown or something like that, you would gladly take that, and then that could be a huge thing for you, in the offseason, because he's got, I think, 2 years left on his contract. So that could force you to move on from some other guys because you feel good about him. But yeah, he seems like he's on a track where his best is still ahead of him.
Yeah. I think doing it without CD out there and your number was called and you answered it and you went above and beyond, broke some tackles. They gave you the ball in different ways. And I'm the president of the Flournoy fan club. I love the guy. And it was good to see him be used in that way. It was cool. So you guys definitely made some great points. John, I'm going to start with you. What was my next one still?
Shamar James.
There we go. This one should give us some good talking points. John Machota, Shamar James, 15 tackles. Real or pump the brakes?
It depends on like what you're thinking of him. Pump the brakes if you think like you've got one of these linebacker spots for the next 5-6 years is locked up. Yeah, pump the brakes on that. But I think it's a good sign. I mean, the position isn't great right now, so you need guys to step up, and so get him out there and see what he can do. They obviously like him a lot, but if you think that it's going to be Shamar James and DeMar Van Overshown for the next 5 or 6 years playing next to each other, and it could be, but I'm just saying through one game of him having 15 tackles, I'd pump the brakes a little bit on that.
Law.
All right, so I'm gonna.
And by the way, Law's reach is so crazy that I just want him to know Jack Sanborn's family, his auntie, his uncle, all his cousins have seen that cut up that Law put. I just want to say that Law. I'm just joking. I'm trolling. I'm probably sure that
y'all don't realize family that hit him up, but I didn't know if it's Jack Sanborn.
Yeah, I was like, Lord, please.
did they Law? No, I was just joking right there.
No, you're not. You're not lying. No,
you're not lying when you say that. Like for sure.
On this collective, John. Let me tell you something. Law Nation on Facebook. Oh, Facebook Cowboys fans. They live by this brother right here, Law Nation. So when he put that cut up and I saw it go viral, Jack Sanborn missing tackles, and Law, you doing what you do. You're media. This is what you're supposed to do. Right. But man, that set Cowboys Nation into a fury. But continue. Yeah. It's just funny.
And it is not something that I love to do. Absolutely.
You're being real.
I really love this team, and I'd never want to, because I see these people, so I'm sitting here like, at least John could be like, hey, I'm a beat writer. I work for the people, man.
John can hide.
They're looking at me like, hey,
ain't no hiding.
Yeah, there's not hiding. You got to deal with the guys in the locker room. So
you can't hide, but all right, let me say this. Hold on before you go. I think face card wise, Law's face card wise, when it comes to the Cowboys, probably bigger than anybody in the community. Because
crazy,
probably,
It's a recognizable face, man. They see my beard and they hear the voice. They say, "Yeah, there's you. I heard you talking about my son." And like I said, it's a real thing. Jalen Tolbert got the sweetest mom, but she will walk up to you and take that and pinch you and say, "I heard you talking about my baby." Hey, Mama Tolbert.
He went to South Alabama, baby.
She's the sweetest person. But to Sanborn,
he ran routes in Alabama.
No, Shamar James. Shamar James.
Shamar James. I think that I'm gonna piggyback a little bit off of what John said. I campaigned for him to be out there on the field, but I'm leaning more on the Bill Parcells side. Let's put the anointing oil away. Yeah. I do like the fact that he's a little bit tick faster than what we've seen out of Sanborn. I think that he's so athletic that he still got to get the plays in his head. But when you look on the tape, he's always almost there, and he had 15 sacks. I think that's the most since any rookie. Technically, tackles. 15 tackles. That's most since any rookie on the Cowboys team. And I think that number is going to scale and grow. I think that for the future, it's going to be Shamar James, Mears Leofile, and Overshown.
That sounds like real.
I think those three guys. But I just said for right now, let's build that resume up, Shamar James. Keep building it up. I don't want to put the crown on him too quick. You said Elf there, Sky, go ahead.
He just did. Pump the brakes. Let me pump the brakes on Law real quick.
My baby.
And Miss James, I don't know if you're and Daddy James, I don't know if it's Rick James or what. Look, I'm saying pump the brakes respectfully, of course.
Yeah.
Man, we ain't being respectful on the hey, your son ain't that good.
I'm not trying. I ain't disrespecting. I'm disrespecting even to Sanborn, who again I advocate for the young bulls to be out here. I think the real or pump the brakes you're getting at is right to get rid of the game's over. You look at the box score and everybody like 15 tackles. What an amazing game! This dude is up next. Whoa, wait a minute. When you go back and you watch it, this ain't the one. Let's wait for another game that we can say, yo, this is the Shamar James. That ain't the Shamar James game. I hate that we have to do this, but arguably one of the worst run defensive games and that's saying something from a linebacker we've seen. It was bad, man. He did something that I noticed he did in preseason, but because in preseason he played more, he had more chances to make up for it. He was jumping out again. He wasn't thumping. So because he's lighting the butt, and this was something we had talked about, he's 220, 222 or something like that. Mm-hmm. He's not a guy that's thumping and meeting these guards and he's trying to finesse and get around them. And from time to time when he's just shooting or blitzing, he has to, but he's jumping out the gaps and he's not scraping and getting off of these blockers when they get, on him. It was looking like with Marquise Bell. Was pretty bad in the run game.
Right.
Now let me get to the good side. The good part about him that you saw there, like you talked about, was the athleticism is off the charts. Yeah, it is clearly there. and he is a striker when he does hit you. I think, and I said I'm going to actually talk about this tomorrow. Of all these guys who miss a lot of tackles, I think he's going to be your surest tackler. That's even with a Maris Leah foul. So he when he gets a chance to get his legs up under him and he's able to get better in the run, I hope he does. That's something that I think is going to take some time.
Yeah.
When he arrives, I don't think he's going to be a missed tackle guy. I don't. He seems like a short tackler, a hard hitter. So I would say pump the brakes on the next greatest thing and looking at box score 15 tackles. Context matters here. And he didn't have a single run stop. In fact, they had a field day out there running the ball. They just couldn't keep running the ball because of the score.
If you go look at the play that Maris punched the ball out,
that's the play that he jumped out the gap.
He jumped out of the gap on that one. There's another play where he ran himself blocked. I don't like when
he didn't scrape on one. He kind of was like hesitant to meet if he has to get over, you got to get over there and you got to thump that lineman so that Breece Hall doesn't have that free lane. Man. It was rough. It was rough outing in the run game. But he played when it came to just keeping things in front of you in the pass game, he closed and he closed on some of the rock and he closed on some of those tackles. So I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he on that. There was a play too where Murray destroyed the lead blocker, spanked him, bow, right in the hole, and it's like, Shamar, you need to get over the top. He let like you said, the guard get on him. I think hopefully, like you said, the more he plays and gets reps, it does. He ain't stopping me from drafting the backer. I love him, but doggy dog word.
It's early. We give us. I still would play. I mean, if it keeps looking like this, I don't know. You got to make a decision. But I still would throw him out there because of the athleticism and the potential playmaking ability. I just wish we could put Sanborn's brain in his body or Shamar's body and Sanborn's brain.
Because being honest, y'all, I don't. People probably don't like this, and I don't. Really
I know what you're going to say, Foots. I know what you're going to say.
I would probably go back to Sanborn.
Oh God!
I would. You know why? Still, and I swear I don't want to fight, but bro, like James, like you said, like when I see that on film, you running out of gaps because you know that's a slow death to die.
Bro, come on now, dog.
You start getting spanked in the run game.
I had a feeling you were going.
What the Cowboys can do?
I had a feeling Foots was going to do that the way we was talking behind the scenes earlier.
You know, how
being the heel right now
about fitting it, or Damone, like somebody still who's gonna play with like some grit because he's so small out there. Like I didn't realize he was that small. He looks tiny out there, bro.
You know what she'll do? And I know Kellen Moore got his first win of the season. I'll pick up the phone and say, DeMario Davis, hey, man, what you got going on, man? You want a cup of coffee over here? Thanks. I would trade for a linebacker to get it done with. A veteran linebacker that's who we get one of them.
I would too.
That's a good point.
That's the thing, though. The only reason why a lot of us are advocating for, well, not the only reason, because Maris showed you some things last year, but I'm saying throw out. To me, I was saying Maris, James, and Clark, and just live with the mistakes because they will give you playmaking ability. The only reason why I'm saying that is because you don't have another option from a proven veteran option. If you go get me a Roquan Smith type trade, not this Roquan Smith, but a Roquan Smith type trade. I don't want to see James out there. No, you put that guy out there. But if this is all we have. At least I know there's some upside with the young Bucks. They can make plays. Hence, you saw what Leofau did. The downside is you could potentially look worse because as much as we poo-poo on Sanborn, like you said, when it comes to the run game, I mean, he knows where to go, and he, for the most part, he actually gets there. He just missed the damn tackles. Yeah. that's the problem. He missing tackles in space, which is uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah. You know the sad thing about it still, before he went out, before the concussion,
this was his better game.
Like you saw him playing fitness. So I listen.
He was out there. I'm gonna prove Law wrong.
Bro, he had Law video playing before he went to the game. Like
he can say it all he want in his head, but if his body don't allow him to do it, ain't much you can do, bro. He was be out there running like he in a dream somewhere. No.
Hey, you know what? John, how much time you got? Do we got time for one more? Y'all good?
Back up offensive line. Real pump break.
Real pump the brakes. I want to really pump the brakes. Like it's not a
really.
And I'm glad. I want to. And I'm listening to people who yourself, Sky. I'm listening to Vach. Listen to people who smart people. I'm learning that, you know what, Foots, you don't always have to be right. You can listen to some of your bros, and then you can make your opinion. And watching the film, I think this fan base, and now I'm going to steal what me and Scott talk about. So we're going to bring y'all behind the scenes. This fan base has become so put these guys against each other. Like even with Shamar and Sanborn, a lot of people probably were like, Foots, you know, why don't you want to stay with Shamar? Because the tape wasn't amazing. Like I can't lie. And so even with Nate Thomas, it's like everybody was like, man, let's just bench Guyton. Slow down on that.
They were trying.
It is so funny how fast that happens.
game.
Yeah. John. I'm like, you're gonna bench your first round pick or move him to right guard and slow down. Like,
I just want to get to know you.
Yeah,
I swear to God. I swear to God, Law, that's the first thing I thought of when you said that.
Really?
That's funny. Yeah,
I know about that. Hold on now.
that's absolutely the first thing I
thought. Walking, crazy.
Hey,
they saw Guyton. They want to get him out of there, John.
Slow down.
Is it just me, or is there not as many songs like not? I shouldn't say as many songs. Not as many hits like that anymore that are slow songs like that.
R&B is completely falling off.
Women taking over now. It's all the women.
Yeah.
Y'all know,
sorry.
Can I be
My man
Take me through there.
My man called it Steve Harvey back in the day, where he said, "I shoot you in the chest and wet you." I don't want to hear you talk about getting shot in the chest and getting wet. I want to get wet for making love. The R&B now is really not R&B.
You know the problem that I really have.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah. You know the problem that I really have.
Wham in a circle. What did she say?
There's so many remakes of songs that were just made. I'm like, you remaking that? and that. I'm like, but I guess we just
getting a little lazy. It's getting a little lazy.
Yeah.
Sky, take over the hosting. To me, it's fake. It's fake. I want my starters back on all that.
This one I'm conflicted because when it comes to the relax part of the let's bench everybody, but that's absolutely pump the damn brakes. But I do think the backup offensive line in general is real. Because remember, you said backup O-line, that means Hoffman, Bass, Adeniji. Collectively, you got to throw in Nate Thomas, who's a developing tackle as well. Yes, he did not have a great game, but he's developing, and you still were able to put up 37. Granted, Dak Prescott, but 100% real, dude. Like, there's teams that will kill to be able to have a performance like that from guys like Bass, and I think Bass and Hoffman Hoffman was so much better in this game than the previous two. He gave up 9 pressures in that, and that actually matches on film. Previous 2 games, he gave up 1. Didn't give up 1 in this game. Bass he's been in and out of the lineup over the last 3 years for the Cowboys. Proven guy that can in spots, right? And this is the thing about these guys. They can perform in spots. You want them for 17 games? Maybe not, but some teams will say, yes, give me that. But do you want them over a Booker or a Cooper? No. So I think the backup offense lineman is real. I think this gives you a ton of confidence moving forward. If one of your guys go down, 2 of your guys go down, 3, 4, you can still get some. That's Quentin Williams over there.
Let me actually do it. Let me ask y'all 3 this, because this had to be on this show, I believe. One of y'all was saying, hey, man, BB was getting worked a little bit. And, Hoffman came in and he kind of helped things out. Was this
Hoffman
show?
Was getting worked, too.
It was Hoffman. It was different. Okay.
No. I mean, BB had a game where I think it was the Giants game. Yeah. I think there was a couple reps, but Hoffman was getting worked as well a few times. But Dak Prescott, like we said. But in this game, no, not in the Jets game. Were you trying to allude to Hoffman over BB? Because that's absolutely
well, I'm trying to allude to the old school saying of what Jerry would say. If we're gonna go with the hot hand, like how many more times are we gonna keep these guys? If we already got things going, would you make that change if everything is already good going? You just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and say
he's a better player.
Okay. Yeah.
Better player.
Which guy are you talking about? I'm sorry. Who's a
Cooper BB versus Hoffman? Which
Cooper
BB.
Yeah, I don't see any of these backups having the starting jobs if everyone's healthy.
No,
but it's good though that they have depth because it's been a long time since.
Yeah, that's where I want to focus it at. I think we often do this and just lose to what Foot said earlier.
Yeah, true.
Well, what about replacing? Wait.
Well, and then also the other thing is there's probably a little bit of an overrating that happens with how they played on Sunday, because I always try and take things perspective of, I don't want to just judge it off of like what the Cowboys are doing. I try and factor in like, okay, like, are you just the only ones bit by injuries? Because I'm looking at all these other teams and they all have injuries too, but if you just focus on one team, everything's the best, the worst, whatever. And I will say with the Cowboys, there is severe PTSD because of Chaz Green, where you just think that every time the backups have to come in on the offensive line, that it is not only not going to be good, it's going to be an epic disaster of highlight proportions. And I think that the bar should be raised a little bit from that you shouldn't panic on that level. And a big reason why Clayton Adams is a big part of it. Connor Riley, obviously, Brian Schottenheimer, but having a veteran quarterback in Dak Prescott, like he's not going to just sit back there and get smoked. He knows that he's got a lot of other guys that, hey, I got to get the ball out quick. I'm not going to be sitting here letting these guys take my head off, or I'm not going to play year 11. I got to throw it away. I got to get a quick, screen or something, get it out of my hands, and that helps the offensive line a lot.
Yeah. And we've been hurt with offensive line since 2015. Every year we had a injury on this O-line. So, I mean, just by seeing these backups doing this, and honorable mention, I got to give a shout out to Jadon Blue on picking up a blitzer. I thought that, hey, that's coaching. You get your rookie come in there and he just fit right on.
That's what you were worried about, Law.
Yeah.
That's what you were worried about, him making sure you keep 4 clean, because that dude came clean, and Blue said, "Here we go, boom."
That was the best play he did out there, man. I shout out to Jadon Blue.
No, and you know what? I think this is the best podcast in the world, and we got through so many topics today. Went a little bit overtime for you guys. I think we got a few supers. Let's read those off, and we'll let you guys go, man. Like when you break it down like that, Sky, keep going. Sky is the GOAT when it comes to break. I don't even know what he broke down, but that's what Sky does, man.
I'm just gonna put a pause in there just in case, Go ahead.
Well, just because his name. That's why I called him Arch.
His name is
just Arch, bro. Appreciate you, Arch.
Hey, this is a good one. Does anyone care that Carson is almost ready? I actually do. I actually would like to see. I don't know if I want to see him play, but we'll see if he can push, because I still think that I know, John.
I don't know if I want to see him. Well, what do you want to see him do?
I know, you know what, John? Honestly, I want there to be continuous competition at corner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want those guys to feel safe. I'm glad Diggs got benched, came back, played better. Like, I want all that.
They benched Elam though, didn't he? He wasn't.
Oh yeah.
He didn't start, but he played pretty early in that game, which was weird. And then
I remember he came in when Bland went out after the tackle.
Yeah, but I thought I saw him earlier. But yeah,
man,
I don't care.
Osmosis, boys, Sky. Osmosis. We getting better from within.
Is Jermaine Pratt worth looking at? It's a good name, good linebacker.
That's the Bengals. Oh, he's still with the Bengals.
What honestly
worked since he not too long ago. I mean,
I'll look him up. Jermaine Pratt.
I remember a Bengals dude, right?
Yeah, he played with the Bengals. He was good.
I don't think he's with anybody.
Yeah, the one is Demario Davis. Law, great name.
Go get me a dude.
Oh, he's with the Raiders. He was with the Raiders. They released him.
Oh, he was with the Raiders. I thought he was with the.
I think Law, you hit the name.
Demario
Raiders guy, Demario Davis. He could still play.
He's older too, though. But I mean, I like Demario. But yeah, I mean, I
he's almost 30.
Over.
Yeah.
Demario.
Pratt's almost 30. I meant, sorry.
Demario can have that. You remember Fletcher down the stretch, London Fletcher, that old linebacker who's still playing like
he can do London. I remember London. He won a long time.
London was one of he was a guy. With the Bills and with the Commanders, the Redskins at the time. He was.
I don't know if you can do that anymore, to be honest with you. This becomes a young man's game. I mean, the closest thing you got right now, I'd say to that is probably Bobby Wagner.
At backer or in general? Because you got my man Calais Campbell out here playing at 40 years old.
No, I meant linebacker. Bobby Wagner's 35. There's just not many guys that can do that.
How old is my man? Cam Hayward's pretty old too. He's like 36. He's pretty good. Hey, we'll let you guys go. We had great numbers in here tonight. We thank you guys so much.
Hey, we were this close, man. The Washington team pulled it off. I don't know what happened to Justin Herb, but we just needed the trifecta, all 3 teams to lose and we to win, man. God dog.
Hey, it's coming. It's coming, Law. All we gotta do is wait on it. It's coming. It's coming. Hey, man, the best podcast in the world. We will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great couple of days. John will be back with some practice updates. Sky, I'm sure, will be back breaking it down how he breaks it down. And Law Nation, he'll be looking clean. He'll be taking them through there, taking them through. All my kids on the team do that stupid stuff. Anyway, we will see you guys. Cowboys Collective. We love you all.
Yeah, remember,
They're low.
you're
That is
listening
law.
to the 4 horsemen of the goats of the Cowboys Collective. Getting what I was gonna say.